We're on the banks of the Tennessee River, the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, and trust me, through the raindrops, that is the Tennessee River. We're inside Neyland Stadium, where a series gets renewed that started way back in 1892. Tennessee and Vanderbilt on Senior Day. Guys like Daniel Petula, who's trying to lead this team in tackles for the third consecutive year, coming out through the tee. And Jawan Jennings, who just 2 years ago was kicked off this team, but Coach Pruitt brought him back, and boy, what a fantastic career he has had over the last 2 seasons. Tennessee, though, trying to stop the machine that Vanderbilt has been. They have won 5 of the last 7 in this series, including 3 straight. You got to go back to 2016 when Vandy upset 17th-ranked Tennessee 45-35. Vandy scored 21 unanswered to end that game. Then in 2017, Vandy just whipped Tennessee 42-24 to cap the Vols' dismal season. Ralph Webb ended his career as Vanderbilt's all-time leading rusher and the 6th leading rusher in the conference. Then last year, it was all about Kyle Shermer, 31 of 35 throwing the football, as Vanderbilt dominated that one as well. Dave Neal alongside my partner, DJ Shockley, the former University of Georgia quarterback, led him to an SEC championship. And, well, it's certainly a wet day here in Knoxville, but this is a rivalry, and it's only a rivalry if 2 teams can participate.
Yeah.
Luckily for us, Vanderbilt has been involved. 5 of the last 7 have gone their way, and this is a big one now for Tennessee.
It is, and they're trying to change the tide of that. You think about it, there's some seniors on this team who have never beaten Vanderbilt. That's a big point of emphasis for Jeremy Pruitt is we got to send these seniors out on the right note, and this rivalry game matters just as much as any.
Well, he's not a senior, but a guy that's really led Tennessee here of late. And a great story in the fact that he lost his job and now has gotten it back as the quarterback, Jarrett Garantano. And it has been a roller coaster season, but he is certainly finishing on a high note.
Oh, he is. He's playing at an incredible level. And the resiliency that he has shown, I have really enjoyed to watch this past season. And now you talk about some things he's done well in the ball game. This is a skinny post. And the thing you like is his rhythm, his eyes. He does a very good job of watching this middle linebacker. He throws the football on rhythm, but the ball placement is most important. Hold that linebacker right in his spot and putting his football right on the back shoulder. Easy completion there on a big third down. That's versus zone. Here's versus man. The guy in the middle is the robber. He has to control him with his eyes and throw this backside in cut. And this is another deep, long third down, and he delivers a strike. He continues to be accurate, and taking care of the football is the #1 attribute that he's done really well over this win streak.
Boy, if he keeps playing like he's played the last couple of weeks, it'll be hard for anybody to stop Jarrett Garantano here today and in their bowl game as well. Well, it is an emotional day down on the field, and not necessarily emotional for Dawn. Maybe it is. I don't know. Final regular season game. I don't know. But, Dawn, it is for you guys, especially Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, the senior wideout, this one is special despite the rain for him. Just 2 years ago, he was kicked off this team, out of the program. And when head coach Jeremy Pruitt was hired, he went to some of his teammates and asked them what they thought about reinstating Jawan Jennings. It was guys like Trey Smith that stood up and fought for him. And coach said he has been the best teammate he's ever seen. I talked to Jawan this week. He described his time here as an emotional journey, one that has left nothing but a smile on his face. Guys, he was so grateful for his teammates that had his back and this fan base. Their unwavering support, he said, was everything to him. They're hoping they can pay that fan base back with another win here in Neyland.
Thanks, Dawn. Vandy wins the toss. They defer, so Tennessee will have it first, and we are underway. Well, Jarrett Garantano, what a season. He starts the first 4 games, including that loss to Georgia State in the opener. Vols got off to a 1-3 start under him, and then he was a backup the next 6 games, but played in those games and played pretty well, especially of late. Then gets the start last week and threw a career-high 415 yards through the air as the Vols become bowl eligible. They went on the road at Missouri, and now, talking to Coach Jeremy Pruitt, he never doubted this man's confidence. It just was some things going on behind the scenes, decision-making that affected his performance. The team maybe got a little down on him as a quarterback, but he never lost his confidence. Austin Pope, the tight end, false start, pops up in a hurry.
And Dave, you can't say enough about what Jarrett's done in this time. You're talking about losing your job, a guy who's played so much football here for Tennessee, now have an opportunity to be the guy again, and has really stepped up to the plate. He's going to graduate in December, so this guy wants to go out on a high note. He still has another year, but this is a big-time ball game that he must come out and play well.
Jordan in at tailback. He'll get the first handoff here, coming near side, and he'll be stopped at the 25-yard line. Got those 5 yards back. Dimitri Moore with the stop along with Alan George. And look at the quote from Jarrett Garantano, and he's put his mind, heart, soul into this. He loves Knoxville. Says he is a Tennessee Vol, and boy, the emotions came out post-game last week against Missouri. Tears coming down, and you know it's hard not to root for a guy who has had to overcome so much in this one season. Really, since he got here, he's been under the microscope.
Yeah, he's been scrutinized a lot because you talk about a few years back when he was the face of this program and playing really well, and he was hit a lot, but he was tough. He was one of those kind of quarterbacks that you kind of lean your hat on. And Pruitt said, this is a guy I believe could win a championship with. So there were a lot of expectations that came with that.
3rd down and 10. Garantano, clean pocket. That one is picked off. It is intercepted by Vanderbilt. The freshman Jalen Mahoney comes up with the interception, and Vandy is in business at the 31-yard line.
And this is a matchup they talked about they wanted to have. And you see the number one thing, they get their hands on these receivers. These are big physical receivers. And you talk about just fighting back to the football. Watch him get his hands on them from the snap. Holds on a little bit longer than he's supposed to, but watch him fight back to the ball. And the ball was actually inside. Not sure if he's supposed to come more back to the quarterback or throw it outside, but either way, that's a really good play here early for Vandy.
Now Vanderbilt's offense on the field. Under center is Riley Neal. Keyshawn Vaughn is your tailback. One of the best in the country. Wearing number 5. They'll hand it to him. He'll work the right side. He has been a master at breaking tackles this year, and he dropped the football. Flags come out. Keyshawn Vaughn is down as well, holding his left shoulder. There's a scrum for the football, and the training staff already looking at Keyshawn Vaughn. You see him in the back of your screen, and they're going to say that Vanderbilt came up with the football. We'll wait on the flags. Boy, a lot going on that first play.
Fighting for the extra yards, and one thing Tennessee has always talked about is getting more hands to the football, especially where number 5 has the football.
David Smith, our referee, our white hat today. Oh boy. Vanderbilt without Jared Pinkney.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Personal foul, face mask on the offense. Number 5. Personal foul, defense number 94, participation without his helmet. Those penalties offset. Replay, first down.
And you watch there, Alontae Taylor does a good job there of staying home. But you see right there, Keyshawn Vaughn actually snatches the helmet off of Alontae Taylor. And that's the reason why you get the hands to the face mask call for offense. But fortunate enough for Vandy, they get back on the football.
Now Keon Brooks in at running back. They'll throw it though, and that one is off the fingertips. Looking for Ben Bresnahan, who is going to try to fill that void left by Jared Pinkney. Again, Jared Pinkney, considered one of the best tight ends in the country coming into the season. Hadn't had a banner year, but he is out for this game. Got hurt in practice this week.
Yeah, you see right wrist injury, and Don actually saw, he was at practice earlier this week and saw it happen. And he was such a big callous to what they were doing last week. Scored a couple touchdowns, but without him today, so Bresnahan's going to get the opportunity to get more catches in this ball game.
They'll go with Brooks. Trying to get the edge on the outside, and he'll pick up 7. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the line to gain. Let's go down to Dawn.
Yeah, guys, you mentioned the Jared Pinkney injury. It happened on Tuesday during practice. I saw it. It was just a routine catch. He went down to the ground to catch the ball. That's how he hurt that wrist. It's something he's been dealing with actually all season long. I talked to him before the game. He said he really wanted to play. This is such an important game to him to be able to beat Tennessee 4 years straight, but he said he felt like he couldn't give the team what they needed if he played today.
Well, they could use him right here on the 3rd down and short. High snap. They'll pitch it to Brooks. He's trying to get those 3 yards, and I don't think he got it. He may have gotten a yard. He needed 3. Toa coming up, the true freshman linebackers. These coaches love number 11 in orange.
Yeah, Harry Toa makes the play, but to watch on the outside, he doing a great job of pushing this football back inside is Alontae Taylor. Right on the outside, push the ball back inside, and what a wonderful job of running to the football for Tennessee, forcing a field goal.
Riley Gay to attempt a 41-yarder. Gay on the year, 8 out of 10. His long 48 came against Purdue. Good clean snap. Kick is on the way. It's got plenty of legs, and Vanderbilt will get on the board first after the interception. But a drive that may have cost Vanderbilt their all-world tailback Keyshawn Vaughn, who is still in the injury tent.
Dory Nuka in studio. We update what's going on in the Iron Bowl. Bama down 7-3. Najee Harris in from 6. Auburn 18th in the nation in run defense, 110 yards a game. Bama's run for 100 already, guys.
Thank you, Dar. Here it's 3-0. Vanderbilt takes the gift of an interception, and Riley Gay makes the 41-yard field goal. Pearson Cook will kick it away for the Commodores. First one was a touchback, and this one will scoot in zone as well. Time to take a look at which players are kind of a big deal in today's game, brought to you by Old Trapper. DJ, break this down for us.
Yeah, there are a couple guys in this ballgame you want to look after. Jawan Jennings in the matchup with Jalen Mahoney. This is going to be critical because they're going to both be on the inside, and Jawan Jennings with the big game last week, that's kind of his comfort zone. So watch this matchup today, which should be a really big deal.
Mahoney had the interception just a moment ago, his first of the year for the true freshman out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. Coaches say he has been a warrior this year on the outside defensively. Nice play there on the back end by B.J. Anderson coming up to make the tackle. Loss of a yard on the play as Tim Jordan is brought to the ground.
And with this weather, this is something I think Tennessee must do. Be able to run the football, and they've struggled to run it in the past few weeks. They want more physicality at the line of scrimmage. So running the football is a must versus Vandy front that's giving up a lot of yards in the run game.
It is a cold, wet day here at Neyland Stadium. Fans have been asked to leave the seats a couple of times today because of lightning. Garantano going up top, far side, and that one is incomplete. Looking for Marquez Callaway. Alan George on the coverage. There's big Trey Smith. Boy, I tell you what, a scary moment before the game today. Trey went down with a little bit of an injury, got up, just rolled right into the locker room, and this was it. Watch 73 get kind of rolled up here at the very end, and we were left wondering if, by his reaction, if he felt something was pretty serious there, but Trey came back out and obviously in the lineup here today, and that is good news. He has, despite the fact he doesn't practice much, he has been perhaps their best lineman. Garantano's pass is a little bit behind Jennings. A couple of flags back at the 20-yard line.
Holding on the offense, number 64. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
And the hold comes right at the top of your screen here. As it comes around, you see 64, Wanye Morris, the true freshman, kind of tackles Dio Dangbo there at the top of your screen.
Garantano starts this one 0 for 4. And now Tennessee will have to punt it away. High snap, kick is away. Paxton Brooks averaging 43 yards per punt, and this one will help his average as it rolls inside the 25-yard line. Timeout on the field, back in a moment. Keyshawn Vaughn just came out of the tent. He's been in there since he fumbled the football on the opening play of the game, and Keyshawn Vaughn went down after a face mask here. It was offsetting penalties, but this was a play that got him into that tent. For more on that and what's been going on down there, let's check in with Dawn.
Hey guys, he spent that entire time in the tent. The athletic training staff was coming in and out, grabbing braces, grabbing tape, grabbing tools, helmet tools. They brought 2 footballs into the tent. At one point, Keyshawn was standing up the entire time. He was getting treated in that tent, walked out, put on his helmet. I talked to him this week. Let me tell you how important this rivalry game is for him. This season hasn't gone how they wanted it to, but he told me this is how they salvage it.
Flags on the play. David Smith and company, they've been busy here to start this one. Of course, we were about 30 minutes late getting started because of lightning in the area.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 63 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
There is Keyshawn Vaughn, who is still trying to figure things out. I mean, this young man has had some sort of season, averaging 92 yards a game. Senior Bowl invitee this year, 5th in Vanderbilt history and career rush yards.
We got to be honest, this offense goes through him, so hopefully he's able to get back onto the field.
1st and 15. They will hand it off to Brooks. Keon Brooks, by the way, a true freshman out of Powder Springs, Georgia. Came in just over 200 yards rushing on 43 carries this year.
Yeah, that's a true freshman here who in high school had 36 touchdowns, over 3,500 yards. He's a capable backup. He's a capable guy to get it done. If Keyshawn can't make it back in, Brooks has the speed to take it to the house as well.
How big a deal is Keyshawn Vaughn? Look at that. 192 attempts from him. Brooks just 43, the second most on this team. That's a substantial difference. Oh, this could be a free one here. Riley Neal, they're going to stop the play. And again, David Smith getting front and center.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Middleton here.
Offside on the defense, number 97, causing the offensive player to react. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And number 5 is back on the field, Keyshawn Vaughn. Look where he ranks last 2 seasons total. Nobody's been better. And it's his ability to break tackles that separates him from others. But you wonder, without the 100% health on the shoulder, kind of his off arm on some of those carries to get guys off of him, how big of a deal will that be? They'll just go ahead and hand it to him. It looked like he stumbled into that line. He loses 3 right away.
I think Tennessee knew exactly what was going to happen when he came back to the ball game. But it's the middle of this D-line that gets the penetration there. See, right up the middle is Garland, who makes that play, sheds a block and gets upfield. And now this is a part of the game where Riley Neal has to become has to take that next step in throwing the football. 3rd and long, Tennessee will lock up on the outside.
3-man look up front for Tennessee on 3rd down and 10. They'll rush 3. Neal has time to throw. Get it underneath of Keyshawn Vaughn, who gets it out over the 30, and that's as far as he'll go. Daniel Batuli with his 3rd tackle already. Missed the first couple of games because of an injury. Still leads this team in tackles. The flag is down in the backfield.
Yeah, holding.
Holding on the offense, number 77. The contest decline. Result of the play, 4th down.
Eric Mason now in his 6th year as the Vanderbilt head coach. This has been a struggle this season. Just 3-8, 1-6 in conference play. Their only win was when they knocked off Missouri, who came in ranked that particular week, 22nd in the country. And Missouri never rebounded from that defeat. Callaway back to make the fair catch. 46-yard punt. Well, Tennessee started the year by losing to Georgia State, and it only cost them $950,000. They'd go to 0-2 when BYU came in here and hit some big plays late to win that one. Then Florida and Georgia really took it to Tennessee. People wondering what's going on here in Knoxville. But then things turned around as Tennessee has won 4 straight, 5 of the last 6, and they look good doing it. And Jeremy Pruitt feeling pretty comfortable where his team is heading into this final regular season game. Well, this is one they would love to go ahead and stop the Vanderbilt winning streak, but they got to get this offense going. Garantano is hitting as he gets the pass away, looking for the freshman Eric Gray, and that's incomplete. He now starts 0 for 5.
And a lot of that has to come with what's happening up front. This offensive line has been much maligned for a lot of this season, and they've gotten better the last few weeks, but what Vandy's going to come in here and do is they're going to change the line of scrimmage. They're going to move up front. They're going to stunt. They're doing all these things right now, and they're kind of have this Tennessee offensive line on their heels.
Second down and 10. 4-man rush. Garantano, long throw. That just took a long time. They were trying to get it out here to Josh Palmer, and that one is batted away by Randall Haney.
Yeah, Dave, you were spot on. This took a long time to develop, and this is nothing but a hitch right on the outside. The one thing you have to do is come back to the football if you're Josh Palmer. Yeah, that's a long throw, but come back to the football to help your quarterback so he can't undercut it on the outside as Haney.
So now it's 3rd down and 10. Garantano just not sharp last week. Career day for Jarrett. Throws on the run, and this one is dropped. Boy, tried to hit Eric Gray, was a little bit behind him, but looked like Gray could have come up with it. He would have still been shy by a couple of yards of gaining the 1st down.
Yeah, Tennessee goes all go, and they play man coverage, do a good job on the back end, so now you got to find your back. Give them a catchable ball, even though you're running out to your right side. Should be an easy pitch and catch. But you mentioned it, Jared Garantano has been a little inconsistent to start this ball game.
Paxton Brooks back to punt it away. His first one went 48 yards. High snap. Line drive kick. Taken there by Justice Shelton Mosley, and he gets walloped. Wow. And now he is still on the turf.
Very undisciplined play there by Tennessee. I mean, it's going to give them great field position now. Those are the plays that have been hurting this Tennessee team early in the year when they were losing ball games, plays like that.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 95 on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Shelton Mosley down on the ground. Keyshawn Vaughn was down on the ground earlier. Came back in. We'll see if he returns when we come back.
Dory Noka in studio, guys. Mac Jones just made his first critical mistake as Alabama's starting quarterback moments ago. Overthrows his intended receiver. Smoke Monday, the interception for Auburn, and he heads into the end zone with a pick six. 17-10. War Eagle now in the Iron Bowl, guys.
Thanks, Dar. And you see, it's not been an easy road for Nick Saban at Auburn. Just 3-3. He's won 8 times overall in that series, dropped 4, but you never know what's going to happen at Jordan Hare. 1st down and 10. Keon Brooks, he is wrapped up. He might lose a yard. Or that penalty on the late hit by Tennessee set up Vanderbilt inside Tennessee territory. Riley Neal, it has been a Strange year. I mean, he's completing almost 60% of his passes, but yet the offense has not had much of a passing game this year. What's been going on with that quarterback position, DJ?
Well, they don't have a threat of throwing the football vertically. Everything has been underneath. Everything has been short. And when they need to throw the football on key downs, they have really struggled.
Here's Keyshawn Vaughn. He's back in the game, and he'll have about 5 yards, but it looks like there's a hold on the edge, which will come back. Devin Cochran, 77, right in front of that Tennessee bench.
Holding, number 77 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
And Cochran's right here on your edge right here, trying to block on the outside. And he just, that's Bumpus who he holds on to. You got to let him go once he gets around the corner. And that's an easy call from side judge and the holding call. And once again, this is going to hurt this offense. They are an offense that cannot really play from behind the chains. They have to do a better job of staying ahead of the chains because of the inefficiency throwing the football.
Second down and 20. Hand it off to Vaughn. He'll get hit. Picks up 4. Let's get an update. Dari, what's going on?
Well, guys, we showed you the Auburn pick 6. How about the ensuing kickoff? Jalen Waddle, he's done this before, and he did it just now. 98 yards to the house, and just like that, it's tied at 17 in a highly eventful Iron Bowl. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Wow.
Jalen Waddle's a pretty good player.
That dude is ridiculously fast. Good googling.
So now 3rd and long. 3rd and 16. 4-man rush. They'll come near side. Pass is caught. Cam Johnson, and nowhere to go. Sean Schamberger right there. Gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. And they never got back to the original line of scrimmage.
And what we just saw there, it's all about Tennessee running to the football, having eyes on the ball, and just rallying to them. You saw all 11 guys to that football in the frame there, and that's the number one thing Jeremy Pruitt loves about the way his defense is playing right now.
Harrison Smith punted away. Callaway lets that one sail out of bounds. Well, Jarrett Garantano has not been impressive to start this one, especially coming off a game last week where he was just incredibly on target. Interception set up the first points of the game for Vanderbilt, and he has yet to complete a pass. 0 for 7.
It's unlike him because he's usually been a very accurate passer with the football, and he's been moving around a lot already. He's been hit a couple times. They got to find a way to get him some easy throws right now, whether it's a hitch, a slant. They got to find a way to get his confidence going here in this first quarter.
2 tight end set. Garantano completed 23 passes last week. Big hole up the middle. Tim Jordan on that carry will pick up 9. Last week, first time in the history of Tennessee football, they had 3 guys with 100-plus yards receiving. Jennings, Palmer, Callaway, all getting it done. But so far, goose eggs for the boys.
A lot of big-time play receivers on the outside, but it all starts with number 2. He's got to find a way to give him the football accurately for one.
Run it again and have the first down. They go with Tim Jordan. Dimitri Moore making the tackle, a gain of 6. So 2 carries and 15 yards for number 9. Jordan on the year, 93 carries now. Up over 400 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Led the team with 74 yards on the ground last week against Missouri. Corner pressure pays off for Vanderbilt. Loss of 2 on the play as Jordan is swallowed up right away.
And we saw in the first 3 or 4 plays there, Jim Chaney changed what he was going to do. He came out of 2 tight ends and ran the football 4 straight times. to just calm this offense down and try to get a couple first downs. And now he brings more receivers on the field, but there was a definite determination to run the football as they started that series.
Deshaun Jerkins returned last week from injury. They love his output when he's been on the field. Gain of 5 there for Jordan. Set up a 3rd down and 5.
This is Tennessee offense on 3rd down this season. It's around 43%, which is 3rd in the SEC. So they've done a good job of completing balls on 3rd down. And you see what he did last week. Really good. What we talked about in the open. Both plays were on 3rd down. Here's another opportunity for him to win on 3rd down. It looks like Vandy's playing man coverage.
Tennessee 43% on 3rd downs this year. They'll convert their first one this afternoon as the catch is made by Jawan Jennings, a gain of 6.
And here's the matchup we talked about, Jawan Jennings versus Mahoney on the outside. They take away the inside, and you see the slant. And this is what a big body receiver can do. Watch him just get his body in front of him and just shield the throw. And Mahoney's trying to go around him, but just a big body guy, Jawan Jennings, makes that play. And that's a momentum thing that can get going for this offense for Garantano as well as for these receivers.
56 catches on the year now for Jawan Jennings. Jordan to the left side. He is met there by 3-4 white jerseys. Gets a yard. Rucker Reichmeyer leading the way back there along with Tay Daly.
And watch all these white jerseys get to the football here. Tay Daly coming out of secondary. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys around the football right now. This is what it takes in the run game to be more aggressive. Is you got to have more hats flying around.
He'll stay on the ground, a huge hole. Eric Gray in the open field. The true freshman with a foot race. He will break the tape. 56 yards, and Tennessee is on the board. The 3-time Tennessee Mr. Football races 56 yards. Savaglia's extra point is up and good. It is 7-3, Tennessee out in front.
This offense made up their mind to run the football coming out. Eric Gray, 138 touchdowns in high school. Add another one to his college career. Eric Gray off. Big-time play for Tennessee.
Just like that, Alabama back out in front. Crimson Tide putting up some points a lot of teams couldn't do this year against this Auburn defense.
24 points already in that first half. Who's playing quarterback?
Mac Brown. Fair catch taken back there by Shelton Mosley. Glad to see him back out there after getting knocked to the turf on a late hit on his first punt return. The graduate transfer from Harvard. He'll stay on the field on this possession. Vanderbilt, Riley Neal is 3 for 4 for 10 yards throwing the football. Keyshawn Vaughn, a couple of carries and no yards. Of course, first play of the game hurts his shoulder.
And here's one guy we haven't talked about yet, Elijah Lipscomb. They have to find a way to get him acclimated to this offense.
Neal with a bootleg. Throws on the run, and it is well behind Lipscomb. He was wide open. Pressure from Darrell Taylor kind of chasing Neal down, but Lipscomb was there.
Yeah, you're right. He runs a simple over route, and he's wide open. They let him go, and he's trying to throttle down in space. He has to just throw this football accurately. He has plenty, nobody around him. Just put it on him. And you got to give Vandy a little credit. Trying to throw the ball early on down. Jerry Godowski, the offensive coordinator, had it drawn up perfectly, and you don't get the outcome you want.
So now it's 2nd down and 10. Little tap pass to Lipscomb. He's trying to outrace some folks to that sideline. Big collision on the outside with Alontae Taylor, but he'll pick up 6.
And we just talked about it. Collage is a guy playing in this ball game. You talked about in the open day, has made a bunch of plays in this series. And you see 2 back-to-back plays. They try to get him the football, try to take a little pressure off the quarterback, a little pressure off Keyshawn Vaughn, but still brings up a 3rd down here for Riley Neal in this offense.
Vandy 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. Coming near side with it, Keyshawn Vaughn slips through a tackle. He'll have the 1st down. It is amazing to me how many people just fall off of him on a simple carry.
One of the more tough and physical runners out there. You see Devin Cochran, 77, left tackle, gets out, clears the way. And arm tackles are what he runs through. And you see that's a tough one to run through. Daniel Batuli, who's one of their top tacklers on defense. But Keyshawn Vaughn, it doesn't matter who you turn the tape on against, he's doing this versus everybody.
Keyshawn Vaughn is only 5'10", 220 pounds, but you and I have talked to him a couple times this year, and
he's rocked up now.
Yes. Don't let the size fool you. And Vanderbilt's had success with guys like that. Zach Stacy, Ralph Webb come to mind. 2 of the best ever in the Southeastern Conference. 2 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons for Keyshawn Vaughn. Now, he's such a big deal to some folks. Go back to middle of October during a Broncos-Titans NFL game. Jimmy and Kelsey Sisk asked their son James why he was crying. His response, he just wanted to see Keyshawn play.
Yeah.
I want his on.
Who do you want to watch?
Watch his son.
Keyshawn? I'm sorry, he's not playing today.
Oh, is that great? Well, Keyshawn later came back on Twitter, said, LOL, tell my guy I'm sorry, I'll be back next week. But is that not great?
When she said he's not playing today, he was just destroyed.
That's what you looked like last night. We said there was no more cheesecake.
I didn't understand how there wasn't.
Lipscomb comes in motion. They'll fake it to Brooks. Neal steps up in the pocket, slings it over everybody's head. It'll be incomplete. Let's go down to Dawn.
Yeah, guys, big area of focus for Keyshawn Vaughn when he came back this year was what he did away from the football without it in his hands. His position coach, Tim Morton, spent a ton of time in the spring on his blocking and pass protection. His will to do it, told me over the summer he knows protections better than ever, knows who he has. That's made a big difference in his game. And I actually talked to an NFL scout a few weeks ago who told me it has clearly paid off. He saw a marked improvement in that area already this year.
Thanks, Dawn. 2nd down and 10. They'll fake it to Vaughn, come near side. Pass is caught by Cam Johnson. He'll get it out to the 40. See where they end up spotting that. Actually across the midfield stripe into Tennessee territory at the 49. It's a gain of 7. Batuli runs him out of bounds. Daniel Batuli now with 5 tackles.
And once again, here's an opportunity on 3rd down for Riley Neal to make his presence known. Tennessee hasn't blitzed much in this ball game. They played more man coverage and just forced Riley Neal to make a throw versus tight coverage. See if he can make one here.
Neal trying to run for it, and he will stay on his feet. I think he rolled over on a player and was able to get the 1st down, but then a flag came out late.
Yeah, they're going to get
play.
Sage Young. They're going to get him for a little extra stuff after the play. And it's going to be bad because you just picked up the 1st down.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 56 on the offense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's pretty easy flag there. But it will be a first down.
It's a first down, but it still feels different as an offensive unit. It feels like you're going backwards, which you are, but it doesn't feel like you picked up a first down there after a key situation. You see Coach Mason over there is hot. He's mad because they were in Tennessee territory as your quarterback's picking up a tough, hard run to pick up a first down.
First down and 10. Ball sits right at the 40-yard line. Keyshawn Vaughn. Not a whole lot of room between the tackles today for Keyshawn Vaughn. He'll lose a yard.
There's just so much penetration for Tennessee. They're literally changing the line of scrimmage in the run game. That's why everything has been on the outside. Everything's been a perimeter throw, a perimeter run. And these linebackers are filling the gap so fast because of the penetration up front from the Tennessee D-line.
Could be the last play of the first quarter. Neal steps up in that pocket, nowhere to go, and he'll be dropped. He loses a couple of yards. DeAndre Johnson there to make the play, and that'll be the final play of the first 15 minutes. Vanderbilt took an early interception. The result was 3 points. Tennessee answered back. Long touchdown run from Eric Gray.
Fayetteville by Dr. Pepper.
It is 7 p.m.
We crushed Tech by 40. You should be out there celebrating.
Let me smell your breath. Not a trace of Dr. Pepper.
Look what you're doing to her.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Wow, what a catch from Canella. How about Alabama? Nobody scored more than 24 on Auburn all year. They got Alabama's 24 in the first half.
Yeah, that's pretty good in that defense and that environment. But yeah, Bo Nix a lot of credit too. He hasn't really thrown the football well in big games versus top 10 opponents, and he's going blow for blow right now.
So Vanderbilt will have it, third down. First play here of the second quarter inside Neyland Stadium. Riley Neal flushed down the pocket, and he is dropped back at the 27-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play. Harrison getting the sack for the Big Orange.
Yeah, he goes come right off the bottom of your screen. He's right at the bottom of your screen here. Just does a good inside move, and just you're talking about motor and finishing and getting to the quarterback here as Riley Neal steps up in the pocket trying to create something and just run him down there on third long. Only rushing 4 for Tennessee. Big time play on third down.
High snap through the hands of Harrison Smith. And he gets it away. What a play by Smith. That could have been disastrous. Instead, it goes down as an 18-yard punt.
Give my man Smith a lot of credit right here. He could have went a bunch of different ways on here, but he kept his composure and still was able to get this football off and salvage what could have been, like you mentioned, a horrible situation for Vandy.
Tennessee still with excellent field position at the 47-yard line. Garantano and company back on the field, leading 7-3. Here's Gray. Had a 56-yard run for a touchdown, his first touchdown of the year. Picks up 9 on that carry. The last drive was a different monster, and that's because they went to the ground game.
Absolutely. I was going to say the exact same thing. They came out trying to throw the football. Then they came out at 2 tight ends and said, offensive line, it's on you, and they started to run the football, and that's when this offense opened up.
2 tight end look. Well, old school football here, and Gray will have it to the 30 and a first down. Picks up 8 more. Boy, this is a young man. We were just talking to Coach Pruitt about Eric Gray, and what the future looks like with that young man. They're just like, one more offseason in the weight room, understanding the offense, and he's got the tools. Obviously came in highly touted, a 4-star running back. State record with 138 touchdowns in high school. Left side for Gray. This time, nowhere to go. Dangbo there to make the play. Let's get an update. Dari, what's going on in the Iron Bowl?
Guys, I feel like I'm talking more than you guys are in this football game. Here we go. I told you, less than a minute to go. That's more than enough time. Jalen Waddle from Mac Jones, 58 yards, touchdown, 31-24 Bama, 33 seconds left, first half. It's better with my mic on, guys.
Nonetheless, what a half of football at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Boy, Gray spins out of trouble, and he'll be dropped around the 26-yard line. 33 seconds, plenty of time for Auburn to do something.
But you know what's more impressive about that is a minute to go, and they gave Mac Jones the opportunity to go down.
Yeah.
It was tied up, and that tells you what they feel about him is they're comfortable to allow him in that situation and go down and try to put something together, and they did.
I wonder what it's like for Mac Jones the last few weeks.
He's the king right now. A lot of pressure on him, but he knew it going to Alabama. That's what it's going to be about.
Third down here. Pressure comes. Garantano trying to avoid trouble. Little shovel pass up ahead. Dominic Wood-Anderson powering his way inside the 15, and flags come out as well. 13 yards. Pressure came from Andre Mintz. And Garantano, heady play to get it to big number 4.
And the moxie here. Watch Garantano, just understanding where his guys are. You see Dominic Wood-Anderson, and I love the way he finished this run. Look at this tough, hard physical run. You see Tate Daly didn't like the way his guy got ran over, trying to get an extra hit on him, but it cost him.
That'll move Tennessee inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. First and goal for Volunteers.
The physicality has been turned up front for Tennessee these last couple series.
Handoff goes to Tim Jordan.
The one difference I've seen in Tennessee running the football in this game as opposed to some of their past is their ability to break some tackles. And Jim Chaney talked about that in our meeting yesterday. He said he looked in the rule book and said, hey, you guys can run more than 8 yards. You know, you can break some tackles. And in this ball game, we have seen them run hard, run physical. And Jim Chaney demands that out of his backs to play a little bit more physical in this game.
There's Jim on the left of your screen. First year here. I shouldn't say first. He's been here before.
Yeah.
But after coming from Georgia, his first year running this offense for Coach Jeremy Pruitt. Boy, what a hire that was. Garantano looking to the end zone, and touchdown! Dominic Wood-Anderson from 6 yards out.
Other guys getting involved in this ball game. Dominic Wood-Anderson, after the big run he had from Garantano, comes up with a big touchdown play. Tennessee's offense looks like the Tennessee offense we've seen the last few weeks.
Brent Samaglia with the point after. 218 straight now by the Volunteers. Second longest streak in the NCAA, only behind the Georgia Bulldogs, who came in today at 282. But Jarrett Garantano, after a slow start, starting to feel it here in Neyland Stadium. Vols up 14-3. Jarrett Garantano talking to his quarterback coach Chris Winkie, who knows a thing or two about the position, a former Heisman Trophy winner. And after a start that saw Garantano go 0 for 7, he is now heated up here on a cool, I would say, wet day in Knoxville on the banks of the Tennessee River. Garantano now has hit 3 in a row. A returnable kick. Shelton Mosley. Hit, bounces off a couple of guys out to the 23-yard line, and that's where the Commodores will take over, down 11.
And this is such a ridiculous route. But one guy I want you to watch is Jared Garantano has to hold this guy. Here's Wood Anderson here. He's going to run what's called a stutter and then shake route inside. He sails it so good. Makes it look like he's going to run a corner route. But Garantano must hold that safety. And then look at the route. That is just nasty from the tight end. Creating that space and a timing throw by Garantano. That is a well-looking drive right there. Good job on that entire offensive drive from Tennessee.
First down and 10. Keyshawn Vaughn cuts it back, stumbles on the turf, and he'll fall forward for a couple of yards. Keyshawn Vaughn, of course, if you're just joining us, hurt on the first carry of the game, hurt his shoulder, went into the tent, missed a series, came back into the game and has had a couple of nice runs, but just doesn't look like the same Keyshawn Vaughn we're used to seeing. Still 17 yards on those 6 carries. They'll run Vaughn again. No gain. Don't forget, coming up 7:30 tonight, good one, Florida State, Florida, getting after it again. A win Saturday would give the Gators a second straight 10-win season for the first time since Dan Mullen's final year as offensive coordinator back in 2008. He also did it in 2009. But Florida State's been playing much better under their interim head coach Odell Higgins.
It's amazing what the regime would do for the team, and they've had some pretty positive wins the last couple of weeks.
Vandy 2 out of 6 on third downs. They're looking at 3rd and 8. Pressure comes up the middle. Riley Neal avoids one man, will throw on the run, and that one is incomplete. Pressure came from Darrell Taylor, their excellent pass rusher on the edge.
Yeah, Darrell Taylor comes from the top of the defense and rolls all the way back in from a stunt and puts the pressure on Riley Neal right here. You'll see him at the top of your screen here, come all the way around and loop in. Nobody's there, and force Riley Neal outside the pocket a little bit sooner than he wanted to, and really nothing there.
Another high snap. Harrison Smith catches it and hits a boomer. Callaway backpedals to the 15. Will start forward around the 10. A flag comes in. A couple of flags will come in, and Callaway will be dropped. They'll spot his forward progress at the 17, but a 57-yard punt. Like a pretty easy block in the back there. Kenneth George, 41, was in on at least one of those.
During the return, illegal blocking it back, number 41 on the receiving team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Jeremy Pruitt says, take a look at that. In case you didn't know, you hit somebody in the back, and we're not supposed to do that. There is Derek Mason, now in his 6th year as the head coach, 27-46, but been to a bowl game 2 of the last 3 years, and only 2 guys have ever taken a Vanderbilt team to multiple bowl games. He and James Franklin in that club. But tell you what, for much of the season, Derek Mason was answering a lot of questions about job security, and we were there for the win over Missouri, and the emotion after that game was certainly quite intense. But his athletic director, who's new on the job, Malcolm Turner, came out a few weeks ago and said that Derek Mason's our coach moving forward. Handoff to Gray. There he goes in the open field. He's got a long way to go. To the 20, to the 10. Give him 6, 94 yards. 171 yards rushing for the true freshman. Point after is good. Eric Gray came in with 207 yards rushing all season. Now with 171. A 94-yarder, a 56-yarder, and this is the last one right here. Get used to seeing number 3, folks. Tennessee has rushed for 200 yards, already 69 yards more than they're accustomed to, with a lot of football left to be played. Eric Gray just went 94 yards, the second longest touchdown run in Tennessee history. Kelsey Finch went 99 against Florida back in 1977. This young man knows how to get it to the end zone. 138 touchdowns in high school was a state record here in the state of Tennessee. A 3-time Tennessee Mr. Football. Shelton Mosley runs into his own guy and now has been tossed to the turf by Kenneth George on the special teams tackle. Let's go down to Dawn. What's happening over there on the Vanderbilt sidelines?
Well, Dave, you remember Derek Mason told us that he talked to his team about composure, how important that is today. Told them you can't give them energy, don't buy into the chirping. Well, a couple of staff members over here on the sideline reminding this Vanderbilt team about that, telling them to stay composed, make wise decisions. Coach Mason said his team has to get back to the middle emotionally quickly throughout the game. Here's the time they're going to have to do that. Let's see if they do.
Well, they need something positive here for sure. Riley Neal will throw. Elijah Lipscomb will have the first down, a gain of 12. Riley Neal now 6 of 10. 35 yards through the air.
And that's where it starts, on first down for Vandy. And I love the idea of throwing it on early downs to kind of take a little pressure off your offensive line, because Tennessee has owned them so far in the run game. Haven't seen Keyshawn get really loose. So throwing the ball on early down situation may be critical going forward.
Neal. That pass is trying to get to Shelton Mosley. Covered by Schamberger there.
And they're, trying to have what's called a shot play here. And he's underneath it, but I love the back shoulder throw, trying to put it on the back side of him. He had an opportunity to catch this football, looks like. And let's see if he had an opportunity with that hand. Like he got that hand there right at the last moment to knock it away. But again, another throw on first down to try to get this offense going.
Second down and 10. They'll go underneath. Lipscomb turns right into a defender, Alontae Taylor. He'll pick up 3. Again, no Jared Pinckney for Vanderbilt today. Out, injured that wrist, hand at practice this week. Keyshawn Vaughn banged up on his first carry. It looked like he hurt his shoulder, but his return to the game. There is Keyshawn in the backfield, number 5. Keyshawn 7 carries, 17 yards. So the big 3 at really about a 1.5 right now.
No doubt.
Neal flushed out of the pocket. He's got some room to run if he wants to. Gets a block on the edge, and he'll be close to the first down. I think he has it. Move the change. Schamberger gets credit for the tackle, but a fresh set of downs for the Commodores.
One thing I like is Tennessee brings a little pressure here, and they pick it up pretty well. And look at Riley climb up in the pocket, and he decides right there, I'm going to take off. And I love the fact he did not slide right there, puts his shoulder down, and forces that to be a first down just by a tough, hard, physical run from your quarterback. And sometimes that gets you going as an offense when you see your quarterback putting his shoulder in there.
Riley Neal, the transfer from Ball State, has thrown for almost 9,000 yards in his career. Some movement on the outside. I believe they'll get Ben Bresnahan, the tight end, who would split out wide.
86 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Bresnahan is the guy who's expected to stay in and be the guy for Pinckney. You see the small little false step, and of course the defensive guys, they're going to let you know if you move.
5 penalties for 41 yards against the Commodores. This offense not built to be chasing the chains.
No.
Here's Brooks into a wall. Breaks one tackle. Will get 4 yards out of it, though. Matthew Butler comes up, the nose tackle, hanging on, bringing him to the turf.
That's better than what's been happening. You see that Tennessee defensive front that's been pretty stout up front, not really giving up anything in the run game. Keyshawn averaging just over 2 yards. Brooks has been really good when he gets to the perimeter, but nothing on the inside for that Tennessee D line. They've been giving up.
2nd down and 11. Vanderbilt scored first, but Tennessee's put 21 straight on the board. Neal throws. Pitch Shelton Mosley. He'll get it to the 46-yard line, a gain of 4. 3rd down, about 7 coming up for Vanderbilt.
Last time in this situation, Tennessee brought 5. You just stun up front, force Riley Neal outside the pocket.
Vanderbilt has struggled on 3rd downs this year, just 28%. That is 127th in the country. Today, they're 3 out of 8. Neal's throw. Incomplete. Trying to hit Justice Shelton Mosley. Nigel Warrior out there in coverage. And another punting situation for the Commodores. So Tennessee gets off the field.
They sped up the clock there for sure for Riley Neal to throw that football, bringing 6. Nigel Warrior really close to taking that the other way.
Callaway back to return the punt. He stands at the 10-yard line. 5th straight punt after that opening field goal for the Commodores, and Callaway will step out of bounds at the 8-yard line. 4:23 to go before halftime. Eric Gray, he'll be back in a moment. All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, Barry Odom getting fired. How about that?
That was pretty shocking. I mean, I know it didn't end well, but didn't see that coming.
Well, Eric Gray's been the story for Tennessee. 171 yards on 6 carries. Is 28.5 yards a carry any good?
Maybe.
He spins out of trouble. Maybe we're seeing the beginning of something here on the final regular season Saturday for Tennessee. With number 3, they may lean on him, and we've talked about it. The run game just hasn't been a big part of this offense this year for a variety of reasons. You know, Chandler, he's healthy, he's kind of lost favor in the run game. We've seen Tim Jordan and Eric Gray today. And Gray showing you he's got some explosive speed, working the left side, hits the hole hard.
And we've seen since probably about the 4th series of this game, Tennessee get into 2 tight end set and say, we're just going to be more physical than you, Vanderbilt. And they have shown that physicality, run the football and creating the lanes. And I think the biggest issue for Tennessee is up front is their ability to get to the 2nd level. Now they're getting the linebackers blocked and they're controlling that line of scrimmage. And then now it's all about the backs creating that run lane and making one guy miss on the 3rd level.
3rd down and 2. Go with a run game again. Right into the middle of that line. And Gray taking some folks forward, and he'll have it out to the 20, and he'll pick up 4. Birchmeyer was there along with Cameron Tidd, the 2 big boys in the middle of that line, but Gray pushes them back.
And 3 straight plays, they ran over the left side of that offensive line where Trey Smith lies, and has really been the callous up front for that offensive line. Big and powerful individual in Trey Smith, 6'6", 325. The junior has been playing really well this year and considered a high draft pick if he does decide to come out.
SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. He'll work the left side again behind the big fella Trey Smith, the junior out of Jackson, Tennessee. Of course, has blood clot issues, and it has forced him to step aside at the end of last year, missed the final 5 games because of those blood clots. And here he is working hard on the left side.
And look at the movement. I mean, that's 3-4 yards moving your guy one-on-one. That's Cameron Tidd there. Moving him off the line of scrimmage is not an easy job, but Trey Smith is fun to watch. And I'm sure if you're a fan of watching big offensive linemen, he is a guy that you want to watch.
Doesn't even practice during the week. He's trying to get his body right for Saturdays. Garantano steps up in the pocket. He's got some room to run. Jarrett over the 30 to the 32-yard line. He'll have the first down and picks up 11 yards.
Some of that emotion we talked about from Garantano picking up a big run there when they tried to take a shot, nothing was there, and he pulled it down. That's the decision making you like about a guy in Garantano who's played a lot of football here in Tennessee. He doesn't force the football down the field, makes something positive out of a shot call play that he possibly would have wanted to throw.
On first down, Garantano coming near side. That one is through the hands of Eric Gray. First game of the year, his first game at Tennessee. The young man catches 6 passes out of the backfield, but only 5 receptions since that point. Garantano started 0 for 7 today.
And Dave, on the other side for Vandy, this is a defense that has struggled in the run game. This season, they've had 10 plays of 50-plus yards. And we've seen a couple of those happen already today. And missed tackles, not being in the right spot is a big part of why they've suffered.
Handoff goes to Gray, wrapped up there by Drew Birchmeyer, the nose tackle. Gain of a yard.
How about Drew Birchmeyer there? Had a double team, split the double team, and made the play.
3 tackles for big 91. Timeout taken by Vanderbilt on 3rd down and long. They were trying to get the football back one more time, and with that, we'll have a break in the action. So let's throw it to Laura Rutledge and our friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is making it even easier on you with in-store pickup. It's all new and basically means you go to academy.com, order whatever you need, and come get it in store. Get in, get out, get back to having fun with your family.
Thank you, Laura. Here in Knoxville, Dave Neal, DJ Shockley, Dawn Davenport with you. Under a minute to go in the first half. As the rain has subsided, it was coming down pretty good right before kickoff. We had to wait 30 minutes from our regularly scheduled start time to get this one underway. Not a sellout crowd. With the rainy conditions, though, impressed with the number of folks that stood around because they got in their seats, they were asked to leave. Got in their seats, were asked to leave.
That's what I was thinking, too. I mean, they made the evacuation happen at least 3 times. And you see all these ball fans come out. It's cool because there are a lot of seniors here. It'll be the last time playing in this Neyland Stadium, so why not show up and send them out on a bang?
3rd down and 9. I mentioned Garantano was 0 for 7 to start the game. He is now 3 out of 11 throwing the football. And a flag down.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 81 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So now you're looking at 3rd down and 14.
They had a number of these long yardage situations last week versus Mizzou that they actually converted throwing the football. But I think they're in a good spot here, up 21-3. That maybe you don't want to put the ball into jeopardy.
Gonna run it, and that didn't work. Dio Dangbo threw Gray to the ground like a rag doll. His his third tackle behind the line today.
Watch Dio. He's right here in the middle. Watch him split this double team. This is just sheer want to. Split the double team, get through, and then make the tackle. That's just an outstanding effort from Dio there and forcing a punt here.
Vanderbilt takes the timeout, stops the clock. 52 seconds. Jason Tarver, defensive coordinator for Vanderbilt, telling us yesterday in our meetings that Dio had a huge game last week, and he's really starting to, he's got a great body, great athleticism, and he's starting to put those two things together, and last couple of weeks been playing at the level they hoped he'd been playing at.
Yeah, and that's what's most important is getting him playing to that style in which they can make him better. And you see Coach Tarver right here on your screen. He is fun to talk to, and he definitely tries to get the most out of his defense weekly. And he said it, they were young for the first part of this year, and now they're starting to play a little bit together and play the style he likes.
Paxton Brooks punts it away. Boy, gets a good roll, but Shelton Mosley will chase it down and doesn't go anywhere. 54-yard punt. Alante Taylor with the special teams stop. Don't forget, every Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, we'll bring you Thinking Out Loud, presented by Regions Bank with Alyssa Lang, Greg McElroy, and Marcus Spears. Then on Wednesday, at a special time of 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 Central, Marty and McGee. It's all coming up right here on the SEC Network, and of course you can see all that on the ESPN app.
I was at the studio the other day, and I walked into the studio, and Marty and McGee have on turkey outfits. You ever had on a turkey outfit, Dave?
You know, it was Thanksgiving, right? Just so you know.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Now, if they do that, like, say, next week, then we got issues.
It was Thanksgiving. Did you have on a turkey outfit on Thanksgiving?
No. I'm not going to say that I haven't in the past. Just this year I missed it. Riley Neal will throw it out of bounds. That'll bring up a third down. Pressure came from Matthew Butler.
Yeah, surprised Vandy's even throwing the football where they're at on the football field, down 18 before half. I'm thinking they maybe want to get out of this half without anything else happening.
Throw it near side, caught by Cam Johnson. That was a gain of 13. See if that is the final play of the half, and they will say it is. So Tennessee behind 2 long runs from their true freshman Eric Gray of 56 and 94 yards. Lead it. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the Pride of the Southland Band on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that now on the ESPN app. Let's go down to Dawn.
Well, Coach Pruitt, things started to click offensively for you guys on the ground. What allowed Eric Gray to have so much success that half?
Yeah, you know, we finally started running the football, and the guys done a nice job up front, and Eric did a couple of runs.
On the other side of the ball, you hold them to just 3 points. What do you point out to your defense that's been working?
Well, we're keeping them in front of us, eliminating explosive plays, and getting off the field on third down.
Thank you, Coach Pruitt.
Thank you.
I think that's pretty simple.
Pretty straightforward there.
21-3, Tennessee out in front. Volunteers trying to snap a Vanderbilt 3-game win streak in this rivalry. With that, we'll get it to the studio. Dari, it's all yours.
Dave, thank you much. It is time.
Tennessee leading Vanderbilt 21-3, moments away from second half football here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Dave Neal alongside the quarterback, DJ Shockley, and Vanderbilt's won 5 of 7, 3 in a row over Tennessee in this rivalry that dates back to 1892, but Tennessee's playing a little differently than we've seen in the past.
It's an attitude. I mean, on both sides of the ball, it's turned into who can be more physical. I think both line of scrimmage have been controlled and dominated by Tennessee, and ultimately they don't want to make this streak go to 4.
Yes, and they've turned to a true freshman running back that's kind of created some of this separation in the first half. Eric Gray with 2 long touchdown runs.
Yeah, you talk about this double team here. Watch this double team. Trey Smith gets up to that next linebacker and creates that hole for Gray to run through. It's been fun to watch this offensive line. On the other side, Jerome Carvin. This is another instance of getting to the second level. Blocking these linebackers is what they have missed, and is creating this gap scheme run for Tennessee. And we see Eric Gray, once he gets any kind of seam with that speed, he has gone the distance multiple times.
What a half for Eric Gray. Came in with just over 200 yards rushing on the year and has 181 yards in that first half. For the Vanderbilt side of things, let's go down to Dawn Davenport.
Well, Dave, not good news for Vanderbilt. Keyshawn Vaughn, the running back, is out because of that shoulder injury he suffered early in this game. Head coach Derek Mason telling me it was his decision to pull him for his future, for his health. Keyshawn Vaughn wanted to keep playing in this ball game. Derek Mason said, no, you are done. On the other side of the ball, defensively, Derek Mason said they have got to fit the run game better. He said 2 long runs are basically the problem here because of miscommunication and bad fits. And his message, guys, to his team, it's 2019. We've got 30 minutes left. Go get it.
Riley Neal will throw it, and that one is deflected. It's incomplete. In the first half, Vanderbilt's offense, 31 plays, 89 yards of offense.
And that would have went a long way to get some of those yards up. There was nobody on the other side of the field with Elijah Lipscomb there. He would have been running for a very long time. 4 of his offensive linemen were out there. It is unbelievable. Tennessee really looked up on this one here. Look how many guys are outside the hash. He would have been running for a very long time.
Wow. Second down and 10 now. So here's the freshman on the other side. Keon Brooks. He'll take it out to the 34-yard line. 9-yard pickup for Brooks, who now will get the majority of the carries. It's really been a 2-man show in the backfield for Vanderbilt this year with Vaughn and Brooks. Brooks came in with just 43 carries. Keyshawn Vaughn had 192 entering his final regular season Saturday.
And this clearly is an audition for Brooks to be the #1 guy next year. He's going to get a bulk of the load here in this second half and see if he can carry it for this Vanderbilt Commodore offense.
Third down and short. They give it to Brooks. They're going to spot it right at the 35, which will be good enough to move the chains. So Brooks getting his nose in there. Just enough to move the sticks. Well, again, Riley Neal, you look at it, 10 out of 18. Not horrible, no interceptions, right? But it's just that there's just no movement in the pass game.
Yeah, there's been some inconsistent throws. He's had some guys open at times and haven't hit him. That could extend the drives. He just has to be a little bit more consistent throwing the ball, which will back this Tennessee defense up just a little bit.
Neal will play fake, buying some time, and well, that's the second time that we've seen him roll right and just not be able to throw an accurate ball.
I'm just not sure what he's seeing or how he's throwing his football. I mean, this is a wide open guy in the flat that he should hit and should be an easy completion here. He does a good job of escaping on the outside. Now just give it to the tight end here, and he throws it behind him. Just those are the ones that make you shake your head and say, what is the problem?
Right.
Has to make a better throw.
And it's that roll to the right that's been the problem.
Which you would think would be the easier side to throw to.
And then he airmails Lipscomb.
This is all confidence now. I mean, this is pitch and catch. This is what you do when you're trying to get warmed up for the ball game and you're just throwing it back and forth with your teammate. And just completely airmails it to Elijah Lipscomb. And even if he catches that football, doesn't have an opportunity, you see him patting himself on the chest, but it's getting late in this ball game already. You got to have those type of throws And here's another opportunity. He's got to do it on third down.
And look, he's completed a lot of passes in his career. He's closing in on 9,000 career passing yards. And he airmails that one into the Vanderbilt bench. Looking for Cam Johnson.
It's 3 straight throws that were not confident throws. And you watch it, he's out of sorts a little bit. And you can see he's probably thinking, how do I get on tack? How do I get on rhythm? And those 3 throws are just not conducive to a quarterback playing at a high level, especially in the SEC here.
Do you think about making a change? Smith will punt it away. Callaway watches it sail out of bounds. Time for us to get it to the studio, get an update with Dari. What's going on, buddy?
Guys, we may be on track for the most entertaining Iron Bowl yet. Bama down 6. We showed you the second pick 6 thrown by Mac Jones. He rebounded again beautifully. Touchdown to Jalen Waddle, who's got 3 total touchdowns, tied by 1 late third.
Nick Saban has just dominated the brutally tough SEC West since 2010, 49-9. Of course, 3 of those 9 losses have been on the road at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Some movement up front. You know, I think the over-under on that game was like 50. I think they hit that
really?
sometime early second quarter.
Yeah, now it's just about who probably is going to have the ball last in that ball game, looks like.
Offside with contact on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Show first down.
.21 rushes, 11 passes. Again, Garantano started 0 for 7. Jarrett now 3 out of 11 for just 26 yards.
What a stark difference from last week, where threw for 415 yards to this week, only 3 of 11.
Run it again. Here's Gray, the hot hand. Will fall out close to the 30, give him 6 yards, tripped up there.
There's an instance there where Vandy was actually in the right spot. Linebacker came up and filled the gap, but Eric Gray makes a guy miss in that hole to pick up that first down. Vandy has to do a better job of tackling now. Don talked about the communication and misfitting well. They fit well that time. Now you have to make the play.
Straight handoff here. Gray breaking a tackle, breaks another one. He's out to the 45-yard line, dragged down there by Deshaun Jerkins, 17 more yards.
Talked a lot about Trey Smith. Watch him get up here on the second level, get to this linebacker, and seal it for Eric Gray. That is the probably most important block on that particular play, is sealing that backside and allowing Gray to get to the front side of the run, and another explosive run for Tennessee.
Gray now 203 yards rushing, averaging 15.5 yards a pop. Man, what a day for the true freshman. Working the left side is Gray. Behind this offensive line, led by Trey Smith. For more on that, let's go down to Dawn.
Dave, Trey Smith, so fun to watch. I asked him, what's the greatest part of this game that keeps him coming back, that keeps him fighting to stay on the field? He said, there is no greater feeling than moving someone from point A to point B. That's exactly what he's doing today. Goodness.
And Dawn, we've been watching him since the first snap, and he's limping around. You know, he got hurt in pre-games. We saw some of that earlier. Limp back into the tunnel while the team was running through some plays.
If he's 100%, goodness gracious,
right.
If he's doing this limping around.
Right. If he's at like 75, imagine him at 100. Working the right side. Gray to the block tee. Gained 6 more, but this was what happened pregame with the big fella. Just warm-up plays, and you could tell something was amiss when he got up, and there goes the mouthpiece, and he went straight into the locker room. And he has had a little bit of that limp since we started this game, but he has been in there every play.
I'll be honest, he's earning a lot of money today, the way he's playing, the way he's moving.
Eric Gray in at that wildcat position, and he'll take it off the left side, trying to get a couple of yards, but Vandy stuffed it. No gain on the play. Cameron Tidd and Elijah McAllister combined for that tackle.
Setting the edge, and then the penetration here is what dominates this play here. Watch them set the edge on the outside right there. Set the edge and force everything back inside and allow your big guys from the inside of your defense to penetrate and make that play. What an outstanding job for Vandy getting off the field there on 3rd and short.
So 4th down and 2. Paxton Brooks will punt it away to Justice Shelton Mosley. High end over end kick. That will hit around the 5, and it'll be down by Tennessee inside the 10. So Vanderbilt backed up. Their offense has been stuck in this Knoxville mud. Will there be a change at quarterback? Stay with us. Well, Riley Neal coming back out for this series. The numbers, 10 of 21, 59 yards. And the last few passes just haven't been very pretty.
Yeah, he struggled throwing the football. They throwing into double coverage. It just tells you he's not seeing the field well. And then you have throws that should be confident throws where you're throwing in the backyard with your brother, and he has airmailed a few. He hasn't been himself, but he's still got a lot of football left to play in this ball game to try to turn it around.
Pressure comes, and Riley will pick up substantial yardage, 7 yards, before he's brought down by Greg Emerson. So it'll be 2nd down and about 3, maybe 3.5. The backup quarterback situation for Vanderbilt. Deuce Wallace, number 2 on the right of your screen there, is your backup. Alan Walters, who's played a little bit this year, is 3rd on that list. Mo Hassan, who got the start against Missouri but was hit by a late blatant targeting hit by by Missouri. Hasn't played since.
Good chance they to run a screen or something to help him.
They'll run it with Brooks, and they'll spot him near the 20, so he'll have the 1st down.
You look at Riley Neal, he was a little bit out of sorts after that last run. I think a very good call to run the football there, but he was wheezing a little bit as he was starting to go back into the huddle. But that's one thing we haven't seen from this offense is a running back screen. They tried to throw the receiver screen, had it set up coming out of halftime, but this is a very aggressive front for Tennessee. A screen game would be pretty good versus them.
Over the past 5 games, Tennessee's defense has allowed just 21 second-half points. They have been on lockdown in the final 2 quarters in the second half of this season. Part of the reason that they have won 5 of 6 and 4 in a row.
Yeah, and they've been good against the run, good against the pass. I mean, only giving up 126 a game in the month of November. And in college football, we all know November is big-time football, and this defense has played like it.
Second down and 7. Neal hit as he throws, lofts it up, and this one is caught. What a grab on the sideline by Chris Pierce. A 22-yard reception.
As much as we've talked about Riley Neal not making throws, watch this throw here. Standing in there, Batuli is coming down on him, and he makes this throw. He drops it in the bucket. That was a big-time throw from Riley Neal while having some pressure in his face.
They were telling us that Chris Pierce is a guy that would see the football more today without Jared Pinkney on the field. Just his 14th catch of the year. Some play action. Neal lofts it up. There's some flags coming out. Lipscomb was being held on that sideline. Looked like Bryce Thompson was the one grabbing his jersey.
Bunch of fighting down there, just would not let him get off the sideline.
Pass interference on the defense, number 20. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And Bryce Thompson has a little argument himself saying Elijah Lipscomb was holding on to his face mask.
Boy, Bryce still hot. So it's all right, tough enough. Trying to cover Elijah Lipscomb. Bryce had 3 interceptions against UAB a few weeks back. Here's Brooks on the inside handoff, and he is dropped at the 38-yard line. A couple of yards there. Darrell Middleton making a play for the Big Orange.
Bryce Thompson's bad. Jeremy Pruitt is still giving the referee a lot of stuff in his ear down there right now.
This defense has really made a big change in the second half of the season, allowing 19 fewer points, 100 fewer yards per game over the last half dozen contests. But Vandy driving here inside the 40. That one's incomplete. 2 receivers in the area. Cam Johnson along with Bresnahan.
Hey, you know who caused it? Bryce Thompson. Jammed him up on the line of scrimmage was Cam Johnson, and could not get off the jam. You know that guy's playing with a lot of emotion right now after being called for that pass interference. It was really physical there, but big third down throw here for Riley Neal.
5 out of 12 on third downs today. Neal. He'll be dropped. He tried to find somebody to shovel it to, but nobody was there except his offensive lineman. That'll go down as a loss of 7. Kenneth George, the first one there amongst 3 or 4 orange jerseys.
Kenneth George is here. He's the corner. He's going to come off this corner blitz and get the pressure. Brooks tries to step up and take on the block, but watch him jump over Brooks here and then get up off the ground here. It just, that pocket kind of collapsed on Riley Neal as he started to look to his left side. But Tennessee dialing up the blitz on 3rd and long, and Riley Neal had nowhere to go with the football.
Bennett will get credit for that sack. And Vandy will punt it away. That'll hit around the 10 and take a favorable Vanderbilt bounce. It'll be down around the 3-yard line. Tennessee up here at
Dory Noka in studio. AT&T takes us to Lexington to take a look at one of the best performances, and how about it? What has Lynn Bowden meant to Kentucky? Now 5-2 as a starting quarterback, an SEC quarterback record, 284 rushing yards, and a rout of Louisville, guys.
Wow, that's impressive. You know, Dari, while you guys are still there on the set, I'm curious. You're watching this Alabama-Auburn game going on, and it's 40-38. What kind of impact do you guys think it'll have on the college football playoff in terms of Alabama's prospects?
Well, what I like about it is the fact that it doesn't matter if Tua is in there or not. It's showing that Alabama can score points. Right now, I have not seen anybody all year long do this to Auburn's defense. They're running it, they're throwing it. They're really going up and down the field, guys.
I think the most important thing here, too, is the way that Mac Jones has answered some adversity. 2 pick sixes, and in the following drives has gone right back down the field, throwing the football with confidence and finishing in the end zone.
The one question, Dave, I would say is, you know, that committee is looking for style points. Questions around Alabama's defense are not being answered necessarily here, although Auburn defensively has scored some of these points.
Yeah, but you got to take into consideration that 14 of these points that they've scored is not, the defense has not been on the field.
There you go, guys.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's just your mind just goes 100 different directions, because it's been hard to figure out the committee.
Right, and it's been different every single week what they look for, and a lot of talk has been about Alabama in that 5th spot and how they play versus Auburn, how they look versus all the other teams in the eye test and all that kind of stuff. And today is a different story with Auburn going up and down the field on it.
Yeah, you know, they bring up a great point about, you know, everybody questioned their offense without Tua, but I mean, that's not my concern, right?
That's not even the issue today, no. Defensively, I mean, it doesn't matter if Tua was playing today. Alabama and Auburn have been a shootout.
Now LSU still has to play tonight, obviously, Texas A&M. But I mean, let's just assume they do what they do, what they've been doing.
Ohio State went out and dominated Michigan.
I know. I mean, it is Clemson did what they did.
Dominated.
I mean, so Tuesday night is going to be very interesting. Ooh, 3rd and short. I don't know if they got it. It's going to be close. Yep, they're going to give them the first down.
Just barely got there. I mean, you can't tell in all those bodies. It just depends on which spot you like.
Well, Georgia handled their business against Georgia Tech. Alabama, boy, they're in some kind of fight now, but there are the chances if teams went out. I mean, Georgia obviously great opportunity in front of them with the SEC championship coming up. Oklahoma's the one that leaves me kind of scratching my head. They just don't get any respect.
And Minnesota's down 21 right now.
Garantano over the middle, pass is caught. Dominic Wood-Anderson, 25 yards on that pickup.
And this is a direct result of Tennessee being able to run the football all day long. You come now, you go a little play action, get those linebackers sucked up. See all those linebackers come up, and now there's a window behind them. And you love the throw again. Back shoulder throw, taking him away from Daly to safety so he doesn't get blown up. That's an awesome job of execution there for Garantano and the tight end Wood on that particular play.
Dominic Wood-Anderson, the junior college transfer a couple of years ago out of Arizona Western Junior College. Handoff, little stutter step at the line from Eric Gray. Waits for that hole to develop and picks up 8 more. What a day he is having. He has remember, I just want to reiterate this. 207 yards rushing on the entire season through 11 games. My man has 220 today.
If you're looking for what's happening next year for this team, what's the offense going to look like? Well, right now it's running through Eric Gray, and he's shown the ability to run in the tackles. He's run on the perimeter, and he's been able to show that breakaway speed. Tennessee's in good hands.
Out of Memphis, Tennessee. Makes a man miss in the backfield, and we'll get it to the line of scrimmage. Again, came in. Highly respected tailback. 3-time Mr. Football in Tennessee, 2-time Gatorade Offensive Player of the Year. 62 carries all season long, playing really behind Ty Chandler and Tim Jordan. And he's just kind of bumped Ty Chandler out of the picture here. We've seen Tim Jordan quite a bit today. But ever since Eric Gray busted out that 56-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, it has been his show.
Yeah, he's explosive. And we've talked about the many ways he's been productive today. And the next part of his game will be third down pass protection, how good we be there, and then also catching the ball out the backfield. If we see some of that happen, he's going to be truly the complete back. Tennessee was just a little short there.
Third down and inches. So the quick huddle. Quarterback sneak. Garantano will have it. Needed about 6 inches. Got a couple of yards.
Talking about Jared Garantano, when you're thinking about the last 2 quarterback sneaks, going back to the Alabama game when he kind of went on his own and did his own thing down there near the goal line. And one thing that Jeremy Pruitt talked about with Jared Garantano was this guy had to earn back the respect of his teammates. He had to win back the locker room. He said, I can protect you outside, but on the inside, those guys know what's going on. And he is completely won over his teammates again with this play and with being resilient around here, not pouting, staying the course, and now he's being rewarded for it by some good play.
Garantano, little throwback. Boy, Tim Jordan was over there. It went over his head. Jawan Jennings over there as well. Ball didn't reach him.
Yeah, they're trying to go throw back here and trying to throw it back, but Mahoney stays home right here. You see him right here. He stays home, and he throws it into a bad spot there, but lucky enough for Tennessee, it falls lamely on the ground.
Jennings has 1 catch today. Callaway, nothing on the board. See him shaking his head, a little frustrated. He had a 100-yard game last week, as did Callaway, but neither one of those guys getting the football very much today. Tim Jordan picks up a yard. I mean, Josh Palmer last week also up over 100. Palmer doesn't have a catch either. Well, there's Jawan Jennings. Boy, you could just kind of see a little frustration on his face on senior day, hoping to go out big.
Frustration all over his face. You know he wants the football, wants to leave this last time playing at Neyland-Stalen on a high note.
Hard to believe 2 years ago. Looked like he was done wearing a Tennessee jersey. Now he is back and has been such a big part of their turnaround this year. And that one's incomplete as Garantano hit the deck. Trying to get it to Jawan Jennings. Nothing there, and he's still frustrated. Jennings. He wants a football. Come on. Give it to 15. That's the end of the third quarter. Right where we started the third quarter, 21-3.
Dory Noka in studio. Tennessee, how about your basketball team in a top 25 battle with VCU in the Emerald Coast Classic third place game? Lamonte Turner at the horn wins it for Rick Barnes' Vols. Wow, guys.
Wow, that is a great finish, especially coming off that loss to Florida State. Tough test against VCU, and Lamonte Turner stepping up big for Tennessee. That'll sail out of bounds. We'll step aside. Big update from Jordan Hare when we come back.
Done. They lose to Wisconsin.
Well, here's what it looks like if Ohio State, LSU, and Clemson win out. I mean, I'm just having a hard time with Oklahoma, where the FPI rank 11th. They're 7th, not getting much love. I mean, Kansas State beat them. Kansas State, pretty good ball club. They go on the road, beat Baylor down 3+ touchdowns, came back to win that one.
Oklahoma will see Baylor. They go out and beat them. That's another top 10 win added to their resume. And if they win the Big 12 championship, guess what? They're deserving of that one loss. You got an Alabama sitting there who won't play in their conference championship. Their worst losses versus top 1 or 2 team in the country in LSU.
I mean, it's just an interesting dilemma that is developing for the college football playoff. Over the middle to Bresnahan. Big reception there. Biggest gainer of the day for Vanderbilt. Out over the 35. That's 26 yards.
Just watch Riley Neal rip this football here. This is what a confident quarterback looks like throwing the football. Play action, linebackers up, throwing a strike right down the seam. That's a confident throw. More of that needs to happen here in the fourth quarter if Vandy's going to have any chance of getting back into this.
Vanderbilt with 157 total yards. They'll add to that. Brooks, big run into Tennessee territory. He's down to the Vols 45. That's 19 more ripped off there by the freshman.
Now this is what happens when good things happen to you. You talk about Tennessee getting to the next level. Their center, Sean McMorrow, does a really good job getting to that second level as well, creating that play.
Pass caught on the outside by Cam Johnson. He'll pick up 10 more. That'll be a first down. Only 3 big plays, but a flag is down on the near side of the field away from where the tackle was made.
Illegal substitution on the defense, but penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
clearly the best drive of the day right now for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and it's been because of some confident throws. That little simple throw that looked like was thrown out to the flat right there, that's something we've seen in this ball game be airmailed by Riley Neal. 2 good throws on this drive have really helped him get going.
First down and 10. Little double reverse and a pass off of it. If Neal can let it go, he'll sling it out of bounds. Tennessee all over it.
Give Tennessee a lot of credit on this. Look on the back end. There's really nowhere to go with this football. They do a good job of staying home. Safety gets over the top. They do a good job of, he's going to be crashing down here. Just nowhere to go with the football for Riley Neal, and throws it away smartly.
Second down and 10. Tennessee bringing 5, and Neal just throws it away. It'll be incomplete, and it'll bring up third down and 10.
And you see the change of the guard after Riley Neal completes a couple passes. He's kind of comfortable inside the pocket. Tennessee says, no, no, no. We're going to start to bring pressure and get this football out of your hands right now. I expect the same thing here on third down, as they have pressured 6 times in this ball game on Riley Neal.
Neal flushed out of the pocket, nowhere to go. He'll be hit at the 30 and thrown out of bounds. Picks up 4, kind of in that no man's land. Maybe you go for it on 4th down. Down 18.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you have much choice, so you have to go for it. This has probably been your most successful drive. You move the football down the field, and this is 4th and manageable here. You got an opportunity to throw the football here and pick it up. But you got to be conscious, if you're Tennessee, of Riley Neal using his legs here, because he has gotten outside a couple times and picked up first downs with his legs.
Neal, he's going to try to run for it. He'll have it down to the 20-yard line.
And instead of bringing the blitz, Tennessee rushes 3 and drops 8. Only rush 3. Now you have an opportunity to see, and nothing downfield. Take off. You only need 5 yards. Just talked about Riley Neal using his leg to pick up a first down, and he does it there.
Seven plays, 70 yards on this drive. They'll hand it off to Brooks. He'll get it down to around the 17. Toe-to-toe with the tackle there. Henry with 3 tackles today, the true freshman. A lot to like about this young man. Of course, losing Daniel Batuli, who's going to be the next tackle machine. And
he's it.
A lot of people point to number 11 there.
Yeah, he's got 10 starts this season, and just the instincts you love. I mean, he can see things happening. Watch him on tape. Very athletic kid, and he's going to be fun to watch for the next few years.
Second down, bringing 4. Neal throws as he is dragged to the turf, incomplete. Tried to get it to Brooks. Bennett was there and just missed out on the sack.
You could say this stuff. Look at this. Just scrapping and fighting, trying to get to Neal. And give Riley a lot of credit there as well. Getting rid of that football, not taking a sack to force it into a manageable third down here. I think we're in 4-down territory, so this third down call may be dictated on you knowing you're going for it on 4th down.
Whistles will stop the play.
Prior to the snap, delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Wow, what a bad time to pick up a delay of game. My goodness.
Bad time, but I still believe we are in 4-down territory. And this 3rd down call, knowing you're going to go for it on 4th down, maybe doesn't put as much pressure on Jerry Godowski.
Third and a dozen. Going toward the end zone, and this one is caught. What a catch by Lipscomb. Give him the touchdown. 22 yards. How did that get through Alontae Taylor's hands?
Riley Neal putting it in a spot only he can get to it, and just off the hands of Alontae Taylor. Look at it.
Oh, he's in.
Got both feet in, actually looks like. Got one in for sure. But good concentration there, and what a drive for that young man right there. Made some key clutch throws and some big moments. And when you need it the most, your senior, Kalijah Lipscomb, comes up with a big catch.
Point after. Up and good. Kalijah Lipscomb. They had the big 3, but they're down to the big 1.
And the big 1 made it count. Going up for it, giving him a chance. That's all he can ask for. Your big-time playmaker, Kalijah Lipscomb, cuts the lead for Vandy.
$11 lead changes in that one. 11.
Unreal.
Vanderbilt down 11 after the Kalijah Lipscomb 22-yard touchdown reception. The big 3 down to the big 1. Pinckney out, Vaughn out, but Lipscomb still playing.
ESPN, home of the New Year's Six and the college football playoff.
Well, the college football playoff rankings will come out next week, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Georgia dominated Georgia Tech. Alabama, of course, in this shootout. Oklahoma coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern time against 21st ranked Oklahoma State. Of course, Minnesota's run is over. Utah taking on Colorado. Colorado's better, but they're still, I don't think they're going to play with Utah tonight.
No, Utah is legit. They are, a lot of people haven't seen them because they play late. But that Utah team, once everybody figure out who they are, going to be fun to watch.
First down and 10 for Tennessee. By the way, I got a number on this Alabama thing I'm still scratching my head on. When they score 40 points in the history of their football program, they are 242-2.
Whoa. Whoa.
They trail right now 48-45.
So what you're saying is Alabama's going to win the game somehow, some way.
I mean,
that's an unreal number.
242-2. Garantino. Callaway with his first catch. He didn't want to go down, but they'll spot him at the 49, 19-yard pickup.
Love the play action, similar we talked about in the open on the backside dig. Watch him stemming up vertical and then stick that foot in the ground and go flat across the field. That is a really good route ran there by Callaway. Standing there and throw the rock. That is an impressive play there. They're off play action. All 11 guys doing what they're supposed to do, and it looks like that.
And a flag comes in, some movement up front.
False start on the offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Not been a clean game. 14 combined penalties in this one. Don't forget, coming up 7:30 Eastern, Seminoles and Gators from Gainesville, our SEC Saturday night matchup. Florida can finish undefeated at home for the 14th time since 1990, third time since 2010 if they can close this one out.
Back-to-back 10-win seasons will be big for Dan Mullen that start his tenure.
Let's get another update. Dari, what's going on?
Well, believe it or not, this is not the Iron Bowl. It's LSU and Texas A&M opening drive for the Tigers. Clyde Edwards-Helaire in from 5 yards, and quickly LSU up 7-zip on A&M, guys.
That's so rare. LSU scored? That is unbelievable.
Well, something tells me they're going to try to put up about 70 on A&M today after what happened last year.
You mean that you think they still remember 7 overtimes? You think they remember that?
Eric Gray will move to the right side of Garantano. They'll fake it that way. A little shoulder fake by Garantano, and underneath route is caught for a first down. They're going to say incomplete. Incomplete. Trying to hit Dominic Wood-Anderson on a low throw.
Yeah, this one was on JT. He had a wide open Dominic Wood-Anderson here. Has to make a better throw as he's trying to come back for it. Tough to see if he gets both hands under from there.
His final game here at Neyland Stadium for the junior college transfer. Anderson has 3 catches and a touchdown today. Garantano over the middle, wide open is Jawan Jennings. Jawan breaks a tackle, slips another one. Jawan to the 10, trying to get it to the end zone, but he'll get it inside the 5. It'll be first and goal for the Volunteers.
This is where the size again comes in play. Jalen Mahoney wants to get pressure on him. You see Jared wait on him and deliver a strike to him, but you saw Mahoney behind him fall down because he tries to get physical with him, trying to get his hands on him, and Jennings just swipes it down with that big physical frame of his. 6'3", 208, and Mahoney's standing only 5'11", 180. And then the yards after catch is where he has been dangerous this season.
Well, maybe that'll make him happy.
Take the frustrated look off him.
Loose football. Who's got it?
Hang on to it.
Tennessee comes up with it. Quavarius Crouch, who's been coming in short yardage type situations.
Let's see what happens here between the quarterback. Oh, yeah, he lost it. He put it in the pocket, and he was trying to change hands with it.
Crouch, he plays linebacker as well. Had a rushing touchdown last week against Missouri. And now he'll head back to the bench.
Seen enough of you, buddy. Yeah, he was considered their short yardage guy, and how quickly that changed.
All right, timeout on the field. Tennessee knocking on the door, 2nd and goal. We'll step aside, back in a moment. Jared Garantano, 6 of 17, 120 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Trying to set this offense up. It'll be 2nd down and goal from just inside the 4-yard line. 7:43 to play in this one. Vanderbilt scored their only touchdown of the game on their last possession. Eric Gray, your tailback. They line up in that I formation. They'll toss it to Gray, working left side. Gets a couple of great blocks. Untouched into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the day, and now has 233 yards on the ground.
Here comes toss crack, seal the edge there by Gray to get around the corner. It's an easy walk-in touchdown. Receivers on the outside blocking. Total team effort there to get him in the end zone.
Point after is up and good. So Eric Gray now has the true freshman rushing record here at Tennessee, surpassing Jamal Lewis, 232 yards back in 1997 against the University of Georgia. And while he's getting slapped in a congratulatory way, there is, it looks like, a meeting on the field. There's some weather coming our way, but our officials meeting.
10 on the defense. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Play has been suspended. Lightning is within 8 miles of the area. Teams will now clear the field.
All right, well, we'll take a break. We'll come back and update everybody on what's going on here at Neyland Stadium. But Tennessee back out in front, 28-10. Everybody being asked to leave the stadium. Lightning within 8 miles of Neyland Stadium here late in the fourth quarter. 28-10. Volunteers out in front after that touchdown by Eric Gray, his third of the day. But what that Lightning means is that it's at least 30 minutes before anybody can get back on the field and we resume play. So there will be a break in the action here. And when we come back, we will get you to the guys in the studio who will set it up for the Florida State matchup coming up at 7:30 on an SEC Saturday night. We'll either move to the alternate channel here on the SEC Network or ESPN Plus. Of course, the app will always have us. So we'll get that all straightened out. But that's kind of what's happening here in Knoxville. Unfortunately, some weather, Mother Nature has stopped us for the time being. So let's get you to the studio. 28-10, Tennessee out in front. Dari, it's all yours. Hey, if you found us, go get a lottery ticket. It's your lucky day. 28-10, Tennessee and Vanderbilt. We are just a few moments away from resuming play. 7:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Tennessee and Vanderbilt had delays before the game, 30 minutes, now one toward the end. But Tennessee just put it in the end zone to take a 28-10 lead. Obviously, there's still some football left to be played. From a mental standpoint, where does this put you as a player?
It's tough to come back after a couple times you've been in the locker room, having to re-warm up again and get your body back ready to play again. So mentally, you got to try to finish this last 7 minutes out and try to get out of here for both sides, really.
Well, certainly this game started with Vanderbilt picking up an interception on Tennessee's first drive. Result was a three-pointer on the board, but then Tennessee scored 21 straight and led it 21-3 at the end of 2 quarters, led it 21-3 at the end of 3 quarters. But both teams have scored a touchdown. But the story's been Eric Gray, as he has rushed for a true freshman rushing record of 233 yards today. And there is a look at maybe a new quarterback on the way for Vanderbilt. Deuce Wallace wearing number 2 with his helmet on, as Tennessee scored right before the weather delay, so they will kick it off. But there was a penalty on the extra point that pushes it to the 50-yard line, and that is where the Volunteers will kick it away, and that will sail through the end zone. And Dawn Davenport's down on the sideline. She caught up with Jeremy Pruitt a little while ago. What did he have to say?
Yeah, asked him what they did during that rain delay, and he said, well, we kept coaching the kids up, of course. If there's time to talk to them, time to teach them, this coaching staff is going to do that. I said, what was your message to your kids after this rain delay? And he said, I told them we have 7.5 minutes to play. This better be the best 7.5 minutes of football that we've played all season long.
And Deuce Wallace will come in and be the quarterback for Vanderbilt. Deuce Wallace, the redshirt junior out of Sevierville, Tennessee. Handed off to Brooks, who breaks a tackle, and he'll take it to the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. Batuli with another tackle, his 8th today. But there's Deuce Wallace. His numbers, 42% completion percentage. But the 4 interceptions is what will worry you if you're a coach. There's Riley Neal, who got the start today. 14 of 29, 139, and a touchdown. Ooh, Brooks, a nice little stutter step, and first down there for the Commodores after a gain of 7.
So yeah, I've been impressed with Brooks in this ball game. Even when Keyshawn Vaughn was in the game, he came in and added a different spark, and he's been kind of that guy they're going to look to next year to kind of carry the load and take over for Keyshawn Vaughn.
Wallace batted in the air, and that'll be incomplete.
You're taught as a defensive lineman, you can't get to the quarterback, just get your hands up in the air. You see right there at the last moment, Matthew Butler gets his hand up and deflects that football. Good job of pushing the pocket, but then getting that hand up when you couldn't get all the way there.
Second down and 10. Four-man look from the Volunteers. Bringing some pressure on the outside. That'll force Wallace out of the pocket, throws on the run. A flag comes in behind the play. They'll say that is a catch at midfield by Bresnahan. That's a 13-yard pickup if it sticks.
Holding on the offense, number 54, 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
Holds on right tackle Tyler Steen, who's right here. You can see him get a hold as they can try to get the pressure off the edge, and he tries to go outside and back inside and gets beat inside and got to be able to let go. But look at the extension and near catch right there. That's a pretty awesome effort. Almost coming down with that.
He did come down with it. It just didn't count because of the hole.
I don't know about that.
Come on, he caught it. Give it to him. Doesn't count anyway.
That's what I mean. Didn't count.
Second down and 20. Wallace looking for some room and will throw it near side. That one's incomplete. Trying to hit Cam Johnson. Now it's third down and 20. Jerry Godowski telling Riley Neala this is the play. Godowski, the offensive coordinator. Not a whole lot of third and 20s on that play sheet.
I don't remember any when I played that were in part of our offense. But an opportunity for a guy to make a play and try to make a guy miss and pick up a first down here if you can.
Four-man rush. Gets it to Brooks. Long way to go, and he'll be pushed out of bounds around the 37. Well shy of the line to gain. So a fourth down situation here for Vanderbilt.
Tennessee only ended up rushing 4. Darrell Taylor, number 19, did a really good job of spin move and trying to get that pressure, forcing that ball out of the hands of Deuce Wallace a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
So Tennessee will have it. Excellent field position as that one sails out of bounds. Jarrett Garantano. He's endured some insults, injury during a topsy-turvy junior year, but trying to finish out strong here as he has started slowly today, but kind of came back and hit some of his guys for some big plays, including Jawan Jennings and Dominic Woods-Anderson.
Yeah, it's been the tale of 2 games for sure for him. Last week he had to put it on his shoulders to go win that game versus Missouri, and this week has been more of the run game, but they've still needed him to complete some balls today, and he has.
False start, number 56 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, for Jarrett, the redshirt junior. So many guys we've seen kind of lose confidence. I don't want to say give up, but maybe not the same kind of, they don't have the heart in it when things happen like happened to him this year. But he has never lost faith. He's put his mind, heart, soul into this. He loves Knoxville, says he's a Tennessee Vol forever. Jeremy Pruitt even said he's a winner. I said when it went with him, the other quarterbacks, that he'd help us win some games, and he did last week for sure. Even his teammates, though, have stuck by him, including his fellow quarterback, Brian Maurer, who said some really nice things about him, and Trey Smith, the offensive lineman. I mean, there's one thing about that locker room. They have his back.
And that's probably the best thing about this whole situation is his teammates still believe in him. They know what he's about and how hard he has fought and strained to stay part of his team.
81 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
My goodness. Austin Pope. One whistled for that violation. So now it's 2nd down and 17. We'll run it left side. Gray thrown to the ground. We've seen some of Garantano's arm strength today, which has been pretty impressive. Do you know what's more impressive, DJ? What you did yesterday. This is what it looked like, folks. Off one knee, my man, who hadn't thrown the ball in a while now, 52 yards off of one knee. I was very. Oh, how about this?
Finish it off, Dave. Come on. Look at the motion, the crow hop.
I threw it at least 27 right there with the crow hop.
I gave you 35. I gave you 35, man. It's all about the finish.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that part was in there.
DJ, I never doubted you, for the record.
I know.
Never
Dave doubted me for a second.
I did. I didn't think there was any chance.
Don, I appreciate that.
Let me say this. You made it look effortless. I was surprised.
You talking about me, Dawn? You talking about me or
you
DJ?
too, Dave, come on. Let's be honest. You know, you went back to the hotel, wrapped the ice around the shoulder.
That's because I had that workout yesterday in the Tennessee weight room.
That's true. You put up about 25 reps.
Lee.
Coach Fitzgerald, the strength and training coach here, strength and conditioning coach here at Tennessee, just kept putting those weights on for Dave to do a little chest press.
To say I'm a little sore today would be an understatement.
You did it all while talking.
Shelton Mosley. one's almost intercepted. Trying to hit Bresnahan, the tight end, as the rain continues to drive down.
Just not sure what he got from that. Just not sure why that would make you feel that kind of way to want to go out that way.
Deuce Wallace will try to run for it, and he'll slide down inside the 30 at the 29, a gain of 6.
Derek Mason wanted to finish this season off the right way. Said this was their 2019 bowl game and wanted to end it with an exclamation point.
Loose football, and I think Tennessee just came up with it. Or did they lose it in the scrum? It looked like Tennessee had an easy chance to fall on it, but Vanderbilt came out of there with it.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if this ball came off the ground. Yeah. It looked like he thought maybe he was under center, because that ball didn't go more than 2 yards.
Grant Miller ends up falling on it. It's the second time he's recovered a fumble today. Wallace will throw. Looking for Johnson. That one's incomplete. And that will turn it over on downs with 43 seconds to play. There is Jared Pinckney, who did not play today, hurt during practice this week. Elijah Lipscomb was the only one of the big three able to finish this game out. Keyshawn Vaughn hurt on the first rush of the game. Played a little bit longer, but obviously was not the same Keyshawn Vaughn. But Tennessee's going to snap this Vanderbilt 3-game win streak. Vandy had won 5 of the last 7. That should be the final play of the game as Jeremy Pruitt making the way across the field. Shake hands with Derek Mason as this one's in the books, and Tennessee has won 5 in a row. 6 of their last 7. And they will go to 7-5 on the year. What a turnaround for Tennessee. Eric Gray with a huge day. 246 yards rushing. He averaged just shy of 10 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. Came in with 207 yards rushing through the first 11 games. Garantano, 6 of 17, 120. As Tennessee put up 417 yards of offense, 297 on the ground. Held the football for 36 minutes. And they win it 28-10. And let's go down to Dawn.
I'm with Eric Gray. You came in with 207 yards rushing on the entire season. You had 247 today. What's that feel like?
It feels amazing. Just the patience and trust in the process. I give a lot of credit to my O-line tonight. They played incredibly hard. We knew it was going to be a rainy game, so we're going to have to run the ball, and I feel like we did a great job doing that.
The turnaround for this team. You start 1-4. You win 6 of your last 7. What is it about this team that you guys hung on and were able to finish it like this?
That's all credit to Coach Pruitt, man. After the Florida game, we all came in. We said as a team, we're going to turn it around. We're going to be the ones to turn it around, take this 1-4 team, and we'll make them 7-6.
I know you're just a freshman, so you haven't been here for the Vanderbilt streak in this rivalry. What does it mean to send this senior class out with a win over Vanderbilt?
It means so much. We've talked about it all week, how last year, how they didn't go our way, but this year we got the dub. It feels great for me to send them out like that.
Congratulations on an awesome day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, we might be hearing some more post-game interviews from that man, Eric Gray. Garantano and Derek Mason hugging it out at the end of this one as Tennessee wins for the 7th time this year. The final score, 28-10. For DJ Shockley, Dawn Davenport, the rest of our exceptional crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Neyland Stadium.